Hey everybody, this is Perch, and this is kind of cool news, I think. Most of you probably won't know who this is, but I think you can get behind the story anyway. The headline here is basically that Kazuo Umezu is a manga icon. He's a legend who's worked in comics, doing manga for forever, and it has been he has an incredible career of horror and kind of more. Horror is kind of a too easy of a catch-all to describe what Umez has done. But by the way, if people are tripping, I'm used to Umez, but I know Umezu is another way to pronounce the name, but actually both are accurate. Anyway, he's basically coming out of retirement. Now, here's the cool part. Guy is 84 years old, and he left comics in 1995, so 26 years ago. Or, to put it another way, 1 year more from the anniversary of Marvel declaring bankruptcy back in back in '96. Anyway, this is pretty awesome work. Now, why should you care? Well, a number of reasons. I mean, first of all, to the work, there is a manga called The Drifting Classroom. And this is, went for not too long. It was 3 years. It was adapted into a film. And then it was also adapted into a television series, sort of, as well. I say sort of because the long love letter was not, I don't know. It was a loose adaptation. It was like a Netflix adaptation. By the way, I had this terrible dream that I woke up and Netflix announced that they were going to do a live action My Hero Academia, and who's like Idris Elba was going to be Midoriya, and they changed. It just a nightmare town of casting. Just the absolute worst of everyone involved. Anyway, so this manga, The Drifting Classroom, basically it's a sixth grade, travels to school, and while he's at school, the school itself is kind of it's shaken into another wasteland kind of reality. So it's basically the school traveled through time, and everything is screwed up. It's in the future, and things are completely messed up. Now, the catch in it is that the school workers, the adults, the teachers, the professors, they all go insane, or very quickly they start to turn into kind of complete Lord of the Flies type thing. They murder each other, students are killed, and basically with no adults now available, the children have to kind of form a new system of they kind of form a new group. One of the students is telepathic and can communicate with individuals in the past to try and help the future, and it's basically this insane plague-ridden, food shortages, madness kind of story, where they basically vow to try and they do one last Hail Mary. It's a cool story. It is relatively short, all things considered. It's not like One Piece long, but it's a hell of a good comic. And the key there is that Umezu is absolutely a brilliant storyteller. Just knows how to create tension, knows how to create kind of very, very, very vivid situations. Another one that he worked on was Cat-Eyed Boy, and this was an outcast of both humans and demons. Goes and gets involved in various kind of horror type situations, uses abilities to oppose monsters, but then the humans hate him as well because he doesn't fit in, and so anyway, there's a lot of interesting place. He's the character, while it seems very kind of charming and like a little boy, like something like a kid would read, this character had a lot of depth to them. Did not shy away from having a very dark kind of nuance to what he is having to deal with. There's just murder everywhere. Anyway, great horror stuff, and there's more. This creator, Umezu, has done absolutely incredible work over a very long time. So what basically happened here is after retiring for 26 years, or basically not retiring, actually, as it turns out, but after not being seen doing anything for 26 years, has been taking the last 4 years to produce new work. And that he's announcing it as he drew it silently. It's a great work. You can't escape it. This is Umezu and Japanese publisher Shoga Kukan, who will be publishing the manga as it appears. Nobody at the moment is talking about a U.S. Adaptation of this. However, Shoga Kukan is related, is attached to Viz, and Viz has been the one that's been pumping out a lot of this great work all this time. So absolutely incredible return to comics. So again, very, very cool moment. Now, thank you. Notification about a calendar event that I'm ignoring right now. What does this mean? So first off, this is really great stuff for people who love horror. One of the things that Umezu, I'd say you could categorize is that if you are not a huge fan of manga, if you don't like the style and everything else, he did very moody, dark kind of horror work. And I found that a lot of people who didn't particularly take to manga or didn't like that kind of style found his work to be better or easier to adapt. So if you've never heard of the guy, definitely worth checking out and giving it another chance if you're not a manga fan. The other piece here is I love the cool story here. He's 84. He's basically putting out a new series that's coming out at the beginning of 2022. So this series is announced to be launching in January of 2022. He's basically quietly, without a lot of fuss, without a lot of kind of social media BS, has been working silently for 4 years, put this thing together. I don't know if this means he's finished it. I don't know if it means it's a series of some kind. It's listed as a series, but does it mean that he kind of got himself ahead to where there won't be delays, or did he finish the whole thing? Who knows? But the idea that somebody who is, first of all, a legend in this industry, being welcomed back. By the way, the news coming out of Japan and in kind of manga circles is a massive celebration. You got this legend who's coming back into the picture after so long. Like this, people are thrilled. And the other creators, I'm seeing a lot of comments from other manga writers and creators from, even Oda and others who are happily cheering this guy coming back. And I contrast that a little bit with the U.S. comic system, where in many cases there seems to be no room for older talents. I see people who are just amazing creators on Twitter. I mean, Bob Layton right now is posting just incredible work. Where's the Bob Layton contract? Where are some of these people in the U.S. who are amazing storytellers? Like, why aren't we? Where are they? Why aren't we tapping them? Why aren't we getting them to write stories? I mean, they clearly can still go. You look at some of the sketches that some of these people do. It's amazing. Are you telling me that we get 2 issues of Louise Simonson doing something for this X-Men Legends? You're telling me Louise Simonson, Wheezy, couldn't be on an ongoing series? Of course she could. Now, maybe she doesn't want to. That's a different story. But obviously the talent is still there to go and do this kind of stuff. And I think this is yet another example of, hey, here in Japan, got this guy, 84 years old, retired, basically out of comics for 26 years and coming back with a new story. People are absolutely thrilled by it, and I can't wait to see it because, again, he does great work. It's spooky, it's moody, it's definitely horror based, but it's very intellectual and kind of how it really goes into the depths of things. It does not shy away from just gory brutality, which helps set the stage. Again, if you have not picked up The Drifting Classroom, it's not the easiest thing to get your hands on, but it's not impossible. Cat-Eyed Boy is much easier to get your hands on, but you can get both. I believe you can go to Amazon and find Drifting Classroom. Viz Media has produced that, and that's a hell of a story. Like if it, in terms of kind of post-apocalyptic, everything goes terrible, it's a great it's a great story. I definitely check it out. And again, Cat-Eyed Boy, it looks very charming. It looks very innocent. Part of that's because, the time it was in, which was, God, now more than 40 years ago, right? I mean, it's been forever. But it's don't be deceived. Like the charming, cute little cover hides absolute horror inside. So anyway, go check this stuff out. It's good stuff. Anyway, a huge congratulations to Kazuo Umezu coming back into manga. What a great story. Love to see it. Anyway, go check this stuff out. If you've never heard of this guy, never heard of this stuff, then you are in for a treat. There's some amazing work that is just waiting for you to read it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this, and thanks for listening.